Friends, how are you all? Welcome to my channel. Today we will be talking about oceans and what are there inside the ocean. What are the characteristic features of an ocean? So anything and everything which is related to the ocean we will talk about in this video. As we all know that lithosphere or the earth's crust is made up of continents as well as ocean floor. That means that there is land under the ocean also. So first we will talk about the continental shelf. So continental shelf is actually the margin of the continents or the extension of the continents. Continental shelves thus are the seaward extensions of the continents from the shoreline to the ocean edge, and they are approximately 100 fathom or 600 feet. Now there are isobaths which are contours that join all the places having the same depth above the sea level. So which is used to basically ensure that what is the continental shelf or what is the extension of the continents into the ocean. So isobaths can easily locate and help us to find out that what is the extension of the continental shelf. So it is basically a very shallow platform under the ocean which is an extension of the continent. Some people believe that continental shelf is actually a part of the continent, but due to the rise in the sea level, it has got slightly submerged or half submerged in the ocean. Now, why did the sea level rise? Because they say that in the ice age or Paleolithic period, when most of the continents were actually covered with ice, but as the temperature increased, the ice melted, which raised the level of the sea, and thus the sea got risen to several hundred feet, and the continental shelf was formed. But generally speaking, the continental shelves are basically formed because of the sediments which have been deposited by the agents of erosion like river, glacier, and the rainwater. So all that got collected, and different kinds of pebbles and stones and minerals and rocks got collected and formed the continental shelf along with the clay and the silt. Most of the world's greatest seaports, including Southampton, London, Hamburg, Rotterdam, Hong Kong, and Singapore, are located on the continental shelves. So the size of the continental shelves they vary. In some margins like the coasts of Chile and west coast of Sumatra, they are almost very narrow. And in places like Arctic Ocean and Siberian Shelf, they are very broad. Continental shelves serve as natural seaports and harbors for ships. Talk about the continental slopes, which are an extension of the continental shelves. They are basically there to connect the continental shelf with the ocean. So they are the edges of the continental shelf which gradually emerges with the ocean, and the height or the gradient varies from 600 to 300 meters. The height or the gradient of the continental slope is the lowest when the coast has many rivers flowing into it, and the highest when there are mountain ranges along the continental shelves. The Pacific slopes are steeper than the Atlantic slope because of the mountain ranges, and the gradient are the flattest in the Indian Ocean because there are many rivers flowing into the Indian Ocean. Continental shelves are indented or bordered by numerous submarine canyons or mountains under the ocean, like the Blake Plateau of the southeastern borderland of South California. Now comes the abyssal plains of the deep sea plains. So they are undulating underwater plains which are they appear to be featureless or very gentle or flat. The floor of the abyssal plain is covered with thick sediments or the materials that have been brought down by the rivers and deposited here, like silt, sand, clay, pebbles, rocks, etc. So by the remains of the demersal fishes and living organisms under the deep sea, there are some oozes which are produced. Some of the seas do not have enough life to produce these oozes, so they are covered with red clay, which is volcanic in nature and also made up of some particles brought by rivers and winds. Other features under the ocean are the mid-oceanic ridges. They are basically mountain ranges which are formed along the divergent plate boundaries, where the two tectonic plates move apart from each other, leading to enormous volcanic eruptions and flow of basalt lava. And also these lava, they basically cool down and solidify, and they form these mid-oceanic ridges. One of the major examples of mid-oceanic ridges are the mid-Atlantic ridges, which extend right from the Iceland region to 60 degrees south of latitude. Another feature is the atoll. So atoll is a ring-shaped coral reef island which is made up of corals, and it is surrounding a water body which is called as a lagoon, and mostly they are found in tropical and subtropical oceans where corals can easily grow. That's all for today, friends. Thank you for your support, and please subscribe to my channel.